Mr. Takahashi, it's urgent. Your last donation. We need you. Please come back this week. I am begging you.
Another voicemail. That's the 5th one this month. Why won't she leave me alone?
It all began 3 months ago. Hiroto had stumbled upon a mobile blood drive on his way home from work. He stepped inside, filled out a form, and sat in the donation chair without a second thought. The needle pierced his skin, and dark crimson flowed through the tube into a waiting bag. The nurse who tended to him was young, with rose-pink hair and eyes that glimmered with something unreadable.
Your blood type. It's quite rare, isn't it?
I guess. Never really thought about it.
Her fingers trembled as she labeled the bag. There was a plea waiting to break free behind her smile.
Mr. Takahashi, please come back next month. It's incredibly important.
Sure. I mean, if it helps someone, I can come back.
Could you please come back every month? It's very important.
His eyebrow arched. This wasn't normal donor appreciation. In fact, it felt uncomfortably personal.
Does she do this for everyone? Or am I some kind of blood-type celebrity?
Her fingers trembled slightly as she fished a small card from the pocket of her scrubs. Before he could form a question, she pressed the card into his palm, her gaze almost desperate.
Call me directly. Anytime. I'll set up your appointments. Please. It's really important.
The card bore her name, Sakura Fujiwara, and a handwritten number in blue ink. No official hospital stamp.
Her personal cell number? That's way beyond normal protocol. What the…
He pocketed the card, muttered a distracted thanks, and stepped off the bus into the late afternoon sun. But the weight of her plea clung to him like a shadow. 2 weeks passed. Then the first text from Sakura arrived. Mr. Takahashi, we hope you can schedule your next donation soon. It truly saves lives.
Standard follow-up. A bit dramatic, but harmless.
But the messages kept coming, each more urgent than the last. Please, Mr. Takahashi, your blood type, we desperately need you. Come this week, I beg you. Then the calls started. He let everyone go to voicemail.
It's Sakura. I know this seems strange, but please call me back. There's something I can't explain over the phone.
Her voice trembled. Then the next one, she was nearly sobbing.
This is insane. She's not a nurse. She's a stalker.
He blocked her number, hoping to put an end to the unease that had settled deep in his chest. The calls and messages stopped, but silence didn't bring peace. Hiroto's mind kept circling back.
Did I block her too harshly? She was weird. But maybe she's just overly dedicated. Number. Normal nurses don't beg donors to come every month like their life depends on it.
He sat in a coffee shop, the memory of her tearful voicemail echoing in his mind.
But I did promise. I'll donate, just not where she works.
He pulled up a map on his phone and found a donation center on the other side of the city.
Perfect. Out of sight, out of mind. I'll just go there and pretend this never happened.
A small pang of guilt twisted in his stomach, but he pushed it down.
Tomorrow I'll go. It's the right thing to do, even if she made it uncomfortable.
He closed the search, unaware his choice would lead him right back to the one he was escaping. The next day, Hiroto stood before the Nishitama Blood Center, a modern building on the opposite side of the city. He stepped inside, the air cool and sterile, and walked toward the registration counter with a sense of relief.
Finally, a fresh start. No weird nurse, no guilt, just a simple donation.
But as he reached the front of the line, his blood ran cold. Behind the desk, her rose-pink hair unmistakable, sat Sakura Fujiwara.
Number. No. 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 How is she here?
Mr. Takahashi, I transferred here for you.
You? What? You followed me? How did you even find me?
I checked the donor registration database. When I saw your name for this center, I requested a transfer.
This is stalking. Why won't you leave me alone? What is wrong with you? I am calling the police. This ends now.
No, please. You don't understand. There's so much I can't say.
She's not making excuses. Those tears, they look like genuine terror.
His thumb hovered over the call button, but something in her voice made him pause.
I can't explain it verbally, but please just read this. It will tell you everything.
She pulled a sealed envelope from her bag, her hands trembling violently as she held it out.
What is this? Don't play games with me.
Please, Mr. Takahashi. Read it. Then, if you still want to report me, I'll accept it.
The envelope was unmarked, but the dread in her posture screamed that its contents would change everything. Hiroto's fingers closed around the envelope, its weight impossibly heavy for just paper. He tore open the seal, hands shaking, and pulled out the documents inside. A medical chart dominated the first page, a stark red circle around a blood type code he didn't understand.
Your blood. It's Reichnol. Only 40 people in Japan have it.
Hiroto's gaze shot up, his mind struggling to grasp the weight of those words.
What does any of this have to do with you hounding me like a madwoman?
It's not just about the rarity. There's a patient who needs it, desperately.
He turned the page and found more charts, a patient profile with personal details redacted.
I can't tell you who. Privacy laws forbid me. But without your blood, she will die.
She said she, a girl, and I am the only match? Is that why she was so desperate?
Sakura wiped her eyes, her voice steadying as she prepared to reveal the truth behind her desperate actions.
There's a little girl, Eri. She has diamond black fan anemia. Her body can't make red blood cells.
Diamond black fan. That's fatal without treatment, isn't it?
She needs monthly transfusions. Without them, she won't survive. Your blood is the only match we've found.
Why didn't you just tell me this from the start? All the calls and texts. Why the secrecy?
Strict privacy laws. I couldn't even say her name. I was so desperate. I broke protocol to find you again.
She pulled out her phone and showed him a photo, a frail young girl in a hospital bed, smiling weakly.
A child, so small and pale, and I almost walked away.
I know I crossed lines, but I'd do it again. For her.
Hiroto stared at the photo, the weight of a life pressing down on him. He was no longer an annoyed donor. He was a lifeline, and the choice was his alone to make.
I need to see her. This child, Irie. I won't agree to anything based on a photo and a story.
Thank you. Tomorrow, 3 p.m., at St. Luke's Hospital. I'll meet you there.
The rest of the day passed in a blur. Hiroto barely slept that night. The next afternoon, he stood before the children's wing of St. Luke's Hospital. His footsteps echoed down the long, sterile corridor, each step heavier than the last.
What am I doing? I could still turn around and walk away.
But the image of that frail girl kept him moving forward. Sakura waited outside room 204, her expression a mix of hope and fear.
This is it. Behind that door is a life I can save or lose.
He took a deep breath, nodded to Sakura, and reached for the door handle. The door swung open, revealing a small, sunlit room painted in soft pastels. In the bed lay a girl as pale as the sheets, her thin frame nearly swallowed by pillows and stuffed animals.
Are you another doctor?
She's so thin. Her arms look like they could snap. How is she even alive?
This is Mr. Takahashi. He wanted to meet you.
I drew this. It's me outside, playing. I want to get better and play outside.
The crayon lines were wobbly, the sun a yellow blob, but the hope in that drawing felt heavy enough to break a heart. Hiroto's throat tightened. He couldn't find words. He just stared at the drawing. After a few more moments of silence, he nodded stiffly and stepped back into the corridor. Sakura followed, quietly closing the door behind them, leaving Eri with her crayons and her fragile hope.
Mr. Takahashi, I am so sorry. I put you in an impossible position. I was so desperate. I didn't think of the cost to you.
She's apologizing now. I should be furious. But that drawing, that fragile child, can I really walk away?
The stark hospital corridor was silent, except for Sakura's muffled sobs, until Hiroto's voice finally broke through.
She's just a kid. She barely understands what's happening. I can't let her die. I can't let her die. I'll do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sakura collapsed against the cold wall, her body shaking with sobs. Hiroto just stared, his resolve hardening. Later, they sat on a bench in the hospital garden. Cherry blossoms drifted between them, softening the heavy air.
The schedule. Every 4 weeks, without fail. The next donation is in 2 days. I'll arrange everything.
I'll be there, but no more secrets, Sakura. If there's anything else, you tell me.
She nodded, hope flickering in her red-rimmed eyes. Hiroto felt the weight of that life settle into purpose. 2 days later, Hiroto returned to the blood center, this time with a heavy, specific purpose.
This isn't just a random donation anymore. It's for Eri.
Sakura greeted him with a solemn nod, her professional demeanor masking the deep gratitude beneath.
Thank you for coming. Let's begin.
He sat in the chair, and she swabbed his arm with cold antiseptic. The needle glinted under the white light.
I used to hate needles. Now, it's like a line straight to her.
He watched the dark red flow into the bag, each drop a measure of borrowed time. When the bag was full, Sakura labeled it with a code and a single handwritten character. Eri.
She'll feel better soon, thanks to you.
Hiroto flexed his arm, a strange mix of pride and anxiety settling in his chest. The months turned like pages in a well-worn book, each one marked by Hiroto's donation, each one bringing him back to that small hospital room. He would sit by her bed and read, his deep voice filling the sterile silence with tales of faraway lands.
Read the rabbit one again. The one where he finds the moon.
They graduated to board games. Eri's laughter bounced off the pastel walls, a sound too big for a sick room.
I won. Look, I'm ahead by 2 whole spaces.
Months ago, she could barely lift her arm. Now she's planning strategies.
The doctor showed Sakura a chart, red lines inching upward, hemoglobin counts climbing toward normal.
This is him. It's all him.
Eri began marking a calendar on her wall. Each date was a countdown, not to a treatment, but to a visit.
She's holding on because of me. I never thought I'd matter this much.
Spring arrived again, and with it, a milestone. Eri's first day without an IV pole. She stood at the hospital entrance, a new pink scarf wrapped around her neck, waving goodbye to the nurses who had become family.
I am going home. Mr. Takahashi, you'll still visit, right?
Of course. I'll be there for every checkup and every board game rematch.
Hiroto and Sakura walked through the hospital garden, cherry blossoms drifting like confetti.
You've done amazing work, Sakura. She's a different child because of you.
Sakura's cheeks flushed, a shade that rivaled her hair. She looked away, tucking a strand behind her ear.
It's not just me. It's all of us, especially you.
Later that week, Eri handed Hiroto a drawing, a stick figure with a red cape, holding a bag of magic blood. Below it, in wobbly letters, "My hero." Hiroto folded it carefully and slipped it into his wallet. 2 years passed. Seasons blurred through hospital windows, cherry blossoms yielding to autumn leaves, then to snow, then to blossoms again. Eri grew stronger, trading the hospital bed for a school desk, her uniform crisp and new. Hiroto and Sakura fell into a quiet rhythm. Donation, dinner, and talk of Eri's latest triumph.
She got her first A in math today. She said it was because of the tutoring you gave her last month.
When did these dinners become the highlight of my month?
He's so kind. But what if he only sees me as the nurse who connects him to Eri?
Neither spoke the truth hanging between them. Neither dared risk shattering the fragile arrangement that kept Eri alive. Another month, another dinner. His hand rested on the table, inches from hers.
Just say something. Anything. But if I am wrong, I could lose everything.
The moment passed, the silence held, but the distance between them shrank with every shared glance. One evening, Hiroto's phone rang with a shaking voice he hadn't heard in years.
Hiroto, it's Eri. She collapsed at school. They're doing tests. Please come.
He ran to the hospital, finding Sakura pale-faced and gripping a coffee cup like a lifeline. Hours passed in the sterile glow of the waiting room. Then the doctor emerged. The doctor's words cut through the fog. It's a severe viral infection. Her blood counts are stable. She'll recover. Relief crashed over them. Sakura's knees gave out, and Hiroto caught her.
I thought we might lose her.
Seeing her like this, it was never just about Eri. She's my reason too.
He reached for her hand, but pulled back at the last moment, shoving his feelings deep again. The crisis had passed, but the truth remained unspoken, waiting like a held breath. 3 more springs came and went. The cherry blossoms fell, and snow covered the memories of hospital rooms. Eri, now 14, stood in the doorway wearing a crisp middle school uniform, her face full of healthy color and a bright smile. Hiroto and Sakura sat on a bench in the park, watching Eri chase squirrels, her laughter ringing through the autumn air.
She's grown so much. Sometimes I forget she was ever sick.
She's got a will like yours, stubborn and unstoppable.
Sakura's cheeks pinked, but she didn't look away this time.
Her graduation is in 3 weeks. That's when I'll tell her. No more waiting.
His donations had become quarterly. Eri's body was finally making enough red cells on its own.
For years, I told myself staying silent was safe, for her sake. But that's a lie. I am just scared.
He glanced at Sakura, her profile soft in the setting sun. The words he'd buried for years pushed against his chest. The middle school auditorium buzzed with families. Spring lights streamed through high windows, illuminating rows of students in crisp navy uniforms. Eri walked to the stage, her diploma clutched in both hands. Her stride was steady, her smile radiant.
There she is, the girl who could barely lift her arm. Now she's leading her class.
I can't stop shaking. Please let me get through this without crying.
She adjusted the microphone, its screech echoing through the hall. She cleared her throat, and 1,000 hearts skipped a beat. Hiroto and Sakura sat in the 3rd row, their hands intertwined, neither remembering who reached first.
After this, I'll tell her. No more fear.
A hush fell over the auditorium as Eri unfolded her notes. She took a deep breath, her eyes scanning the crowd until they met Hiroto's.
I stand here today because of my family, my doctors, but most of all, because of one man, Mr. Takahashi. You gave me your blood every month. You are the reason I am here. I was so sick, but you never stopped. You gave me hope. You gave me life.
Hiroto's face crumpled. Tears he'd held for years spilled unchecked. Beside him, Sakura pressed a hand to her mouth, her shoulders shaking with silent sobs.
Thank you for being part of me. I will never, ever forget.
A stunned silence hung for a heartbeat. Then, like a wave, the audience rose. The applause was thunderous, filled with tears and wonder at the miracle they'd just witnessed. Hiroto tried to stand, but his legs wouldn't cooperate. He just stared at Eri, his chest heaving. Eri, vision blurred by tears, smiled directly at him. As the ceremony ended, Eri burst through the crowd like a spring wind and threw herself into Hiroto's arms.
You are my hero. Thank you for being my life.
She hugged him tighter than she'd ever been strong enough to, then bounced away to her friends, leaving Hiroto with wet eyes. Sakura stood a few feet away, watching him, her heart on her face. Cherry blossoms swirled around them.
Sakura, all these years, I didn't just stay for Ari. I stayed because of you. I love you. I've loved you for so long. Please, be with me.
I've loved you since the day I saw your face in that mobile drive. Since you didn't run away.
The distance between them collapsed. Hiroto closed the gap, cupping her face gently. Their first kiss was salty with tears, and as sweet as the spring breeze. In that moment, under the falling petals, they were no longer just a nurse and a donor. They were everything they'd been waiting for. Autumn had replaced the cherry blossoms. Hiroto took Sakura to their favorite restaurant, the one where they'd shared so many meals in silence. As dessert arrived, he knelt on one knee, a simple silver ring glinting in the candlelight.
Sakura, will you marry me? I want to spend the rest of my life giving you everything.
Yes, yes, a million times yes.
She fell into his arms, spilling her wine and not caring one bit. The next day, they told Ari. Her scream of delight could be heard 3 blocks away.
I get to throw flowers. I get to be the flower girl.
The weeks that followed were a joyful blur of invitation writing, cake tasting, and dress fittings. Sakura tried on her dress, tears streaming as she looked at herself in the mirror. Ari practiced throwing petals in the living room, while Hiroto wrote his vows, each word a promise sealed in blood and love. The wedding was held under a canopy of cherry blossoms, pink petals drifting like blessings from the sky. Ari danced down the aisle, her basket showering petals in a joyful storm. Hiroto waited at the altar, tears already wetting his cheeks. Sakura walked toward him, a vision in white, her smile brighter than the afternoon sun. Their vows were whispered, voices steady but hearts racing. Every word a seal on years of unspoken love. They exchanged rings, simple bands that glinted with a promise deeper than gold. Their kiss sealed it, a silent, salty, sweet testament to all they had overcome. Ari cheered the loudest, her face a portrait of pure joy. As the sun set, they stood as a family for the first time. A nurse, a donor, and the girl they saved, and they lived, giving life to the one who had given them everything.